Hi, I'm Rob Cook, and I'm a real estate investor. Now, I'm not just any real estate investor. I'm somebody that's been doing it for over 40 years, and I didn't stop doing it 20 years ago and now telling all my war stories and teaching it like most people do. I'm somebody that's doing it every day. I'm still doing it. I've bought over 30 rental units in the last 3 years. So I'm current, and the system that I'm going to talk to you about has worked in every interest rate environment, every kind of market, sellers, buyers, depressed, every kind of economy, whether it's a recession or whether it's a boom or a bust or whatever. I've done it in all of them, and I've made money in all of them. And I want to share how to do that. And the reason that I'm able to share this with you is because I've done it so much, and it's simple. Well, I'm a simple guy, okay? I consider myself a working class man, and I've worked hard, okay? I've also got a law degree, but that has nothing to do with the fact of how I've made money and that I've made money, okay? I've made millions of dollars in real estate, and here's the way I did it, okay? It's like walking along and seeing on the ground golden nuggets just laying there, and everybody else is just walking by them. They don't see them. They just step over them and walk around them, and I can just see them laying there, and I just reach down and pick them up. That's how easy it is, okay? And my method is, I basically call it residential recycling, okay? Because my method, to put it in a sentence, is I buy cruddy little houses that nobody else wants. That's right. I buy bad, rundown, crappy little houses that nobody else wants. And as a result, there's very little, if any, competition for what I'm doing. And that can be the same in any market, any place, anywhere, anytime, for anybody. No excuses. Don't have to have money. Don't have to have credit. Don't have to have all these different excuses people use of why, or they don't have time. Well, nobody's going to throw money at you and get you rich on your own without having to put in the time and effort, okay? Just get over it. That's what it is. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of scammers out there telling you about stories that they did a long time ago and using systems that sound good on paper and on videos, but they don't work in reality for a lot of reasons. But my way is evergreen. It'll work. It worked 20 years ago, 40 years ago, it worked 10 years ago, it worked today, it worked last month, and it'll work 2 months from now, and it'll work 10 years from now. And the reason it'll work is because I specialize in buying little houses nobody wants. And that's what I do. And I'm the only guy standing there bidding on them, so to speak. The seller's got to sell, and there's no buyers because the house needs too much work. Well, that's where I specialize in. Now, if you don't want to get your hands dirty and do this kind of stuff, so be it. A lot of people don't. And hopefully you're the kind of person that has a lot of money to throw at a job like that to pay other people to do all the dirty work. I don't. I get paid for doing the dirty work, and I love it. Okay? So all you working class people out there that are listening to this, hear me out. I have a construction company. I have carpenters working for me, and they're barely getting by working their butts off. Okay? And they're never going to get ahead. They're never going to get rich. They're never going to have a firm retirement unless they do something else besides their job. There's no place for them to get promoted. I can't just keep giving them raises, and I'm unable to because the market pertains. Same thing in your job, I bet. And it doesn't matter how much you work harder, you're not going to make any more money probably. Okay? So you've got to take your life and your career and your happiness and your success and your retirement and your wealth all in your own hands. And the best way I know of to do that, and I've done it, I've made over $10 million in real estate investing on the side, part-time, in the last 40 years. And the way I did it was in little houses nobody else wants that are everywhere. And they'll always be there because, as I alluded to, the human condition is such that it hasn't changed, and it's not going to change. People get in houses and own them. They grow old. They're unable to keep up the maintenance on the house themselves, and they don't have enough money to pay others to do it because they're on fixed income, Social Security, whatever. Didn't have a good retirement, perhaps. So eventually they either leave the house by going to a retirement type home or an old folks home, whatever you want to call it, or they die. And when they die, the 65-year-old children of theirs are probably out of state, well off already, or poor. Either way, they don't want to be messing with an old rundown cruddy house that's probably in another area out of state. So they've got a problem. And what their solution is to be able to just move that house at a reasonable price, though discounted, taking into consideration the condition, the risk, and the amount of work somebody's going to have to do, like me. And it's a win-win. So I go in there and I'll contact these people after identifying and finding a house in all kinds of methods. I'll teach you how to find houses like that. I'll teach you how to track them down and find the owners and contact them and talk to them and blah, blah, blah. All that's simple, okay? And there's all kinds of little strategies and tactics to do that with. But the key is to find motivated sellers, people who want to sell it and turn it into money, and distressed properties that basically are hard to sell in the condition they're in. Now, the condition they're in is, of course, dilapidated to one extent or another, sometimes very bad. Okay, I bought them that needed to be torn down, but I didn't tear them down for a lot of reasons, and I was able to capitalize on it and sometimes make a lot of money doing it. On a lot of these properties, I've made $1 million on them. I just did one here that just had the anniversary of me buying it here in Wyoming. You know, it's not exactly a booming market, and 10,000 people in this town of Cody, Wyoming. I made $300,000 plus in 3 hours buying a property. Now I'm still renovating it because I'm keeping it. I didn't want to flip it, so I'm keeping it. I could have flipped it. I could flip it now. And right now I'm refinancing it and taking $450,000 cash out of it. And I'm still going to have it as a rental that's still going to net me about $1,300 a month after all expenses, including the mortgage payment for the new loan. And that's fixed rate long-term financing. So I just keep my money moving. Now I have $450,000 to go use elsewhere on another investment and so forth. So I have over 57 rental units, and those create an income for me somewhere in the neighborhood of $35,000 per month. And that's just my side income. That's just my passive income. That's just, properties that I've kept and renovated and fixed up and held on to them and keep renting them. And it's a very good passive income in retirement that'll never run out of money. That's not like a fund of money in an account that you can just outlive and spend too much of, or you live longer than you thought, or spend too much too fast while you're in retirement. Rental houses aren't like that. They last forever. And literally they usually go up in value and the rents increase over time. So it's kind of an inflation hedge too. So that is a way that a normal, ordinary working class person like myself can go out and start with one little house. Just go find one in your neighborhood probably, or in your little town. And you go out and you find it, and you get in the right place at the right time, not by luck, but by action, by design, by a system. And you, instead of watching TV or football or all the other hobbies and things people waste all their time on, if you want to make money, I'm going to show you how to do it, and you can do it in your spare time. And in a matter of 5, 10, 20, 30 years, you could be not only possibly a multimillionaire, but you could also be retired comfortably, and you can also have a passive income. You could also double or triple your income during that period by just accumulating 1 or 2 rent houses every 3 or 4 or 5 years. I mean, you could do 1 a year, you could do 1 every 3 years, and just keep doing it and keeping them, or flipping them, taking the cash out, rolling it in to another project, and on and on. So I'm just telling you right now, and you look at my eyes, okay? I'm telling you the truth. This is something almost anybody can do if you're willing to work and you're willing to put in the time, and most importantly, you learn how to do it right. Because there's 1,000, gurus out there telling you how to do it wrong, get rich quick, do it no money, whatever. And I'm sure there's isolated cases that make those people not really liars. But how's that working out for you? Have you actually tried to do some of those? How's it worked out? Okay, well, with me, I'll teach you how to do it in a way that you're not going to be sorry about. And it's going to work. And the next thing you know, you're going to end up saying, wow, man, I'm glad I did this. And by the way, it wasn't that hard, and I'm going to do it again. Because once you get the basic skill set and the knowledge and the information, you just rinse and repeat. Keep doing it. You can do it at your own pace. Everybody can come into this from a different level. Some people can be 20 years old, don't have any credit, don't have any money to saved up, don't even have a very good income. You can still do this and get in and start learning it. And then you can elevate up and actually migrate through different levels of participation and how much time and energy and money you want to put into this. It's all up to you. You can do it a little or a lot. And you can do it slow or you can do it fast. The main thing is just do it. And you can't afford, especially when you're starting out, to make mistakes and have setbacks. So hear me out. I will show you how to do it. That's literally foolproof. If you follow the system, very simple, easy steps and system and analysis tools I provide to you, then you're not going to screw up. And that's it. That's all I can say. It's not a guarantee. Nothing's guaranteed. But it's about as close as I can come to get rich for sure. Okay? Not get rich quick. But very, very high odds success rate. Okay? It's worked for me. It's worked for lots of people. And there just aren't that many people out there willing to do the work. Well, that's why we have an opportunity. That's why I'm able to capitalize on that. That's why there's very little competition for what I do. And that's what I want to share with you, my little niche that is working, has worked, and always will work. Okay? So join me in this. Come on and join my group and stay in that group and participate in that Facebook group, and you'll end up learning. Okay? And it's all free. Okay? At some point I'll market other services and whatever, but you don't have to buy them. You're going to get many, many, many thousands of dollars worth of coaching, teaching, training, and information, and even tools for free in my group. So come on in and let's get started. All right. Thank you.